Hello, everyone. Tell me one thing. Do you constantly find yourself feeling sad because there is a special someone in your life who constantly criticizes you or is unhappy with you? Maybe you've cooked a special meal and the person says, "This is nice, but the salt is a little less." Or the person always tells you that you overreact or you don't get their journey. Long story short, you feel belittled. Yes, most of us have one or two people who bring us down. Now, expressing your needs in a manner is not criticism. So, when somebody tells you, "I feel judged when you talk like this," it's actually a plea to connect. That's not criticism. At that time, if you want a healthy relationship, the way forward is to listen and ask them, "I am surprised that you feel like that because that's not what my intention was. Can you elaborate on it?" So when two people talk like this, that's not criticism. They are validating each other. But as most of us know, that's like utopia. It seems to happen to other people, but people in our life often bristle when we try and talk about how we are feeling. So what is it that you do if you try and seek validation from another and it's not coming? Firstly, invest in quality self talk. Now, what is the self talk? Whenever you talk to yourself in the privacy of your own mind, that is self talk. And the best part is, through your self part, you can actually change your mood and your thinking. So, what are three situations in which you can practice self talk? The first one is when you feel that you are being blamed for something that you have not done. Or sometimes people will tell you, "You're so busy with other things that you don't invest in me." So if you feel blamed unjustly, what is it that you could do? You could talk to the other person, but experience has taught you that you usually does not go well. So when you do self talk, start with a list of affirmations which I'm going to read out for you. Firstly, tell yourself, "It's not my fault that he is disappointed. His expectations are not my problem. They are out of line. Sometimes his expectations reek of a mindset which is not conducive to my growth." Second, "He expects more than I can give. I would not be able to do that, and nor would I want to. What he wants from me is stressing me and debilitating me." So, when you talk like this to yourself, you are able to objectively clear the brain fog. You stop personalizing and internalizing another's comments. And lastly, if this doesn't help, what would really help is telling yourself, "I am worthy. It's about him, it's not about me. It's about how he views the situations." And here, I agree to disagree with him because I do not agree with that perspective. I hope this particular tip is very, very helpful. It sounds very simple, but when you practice it over time, you will reap the benefits. The next situation is when someone loses emotional control or is dysregulated in front of yourself. So, what do? Either you fight it out, you flee the situation, or rather than trying to get them to get your perspective, you can try and get the perspective yourself. Tell yourself at that time that he's upset, but I'm okay. I did not cause this, so I cannot cure it. Secondly, it's not my fault that he cannot manage his emotions. Thirdly, someone being upset does not mean that I need to let them dominate my viewpoint. Last situation is when you feel controlled by another. When you feel another is trying to control your thinking. Simple things like, "Oh, you're always going for your work rather than thinking about what is it that I want to do." You may want to listen if there is valid reason. But most often, we find that what the other person is saying does not seem very valid to us. So, how is it that you are going to do your self talk? First sentence: my needs are legitimate and as important as the other person. As adults, I am an equal in this relationship. I can disagree as I have an alternate viewpoint. That does not make me worthless. That does not make me second class citizen in my own home or in my own workspace. These are just his or her opinions. They don't define me. They don't own me. So as you start talking to yourself in difficult situations, you would be able to anchor yourself in your own truth rather than constantly feeling as though you are a sailing without the hull in place. So sit down quietly and invest in self talk each time a situation is challenging. If nothing works, remember, you can be there for yourself whether anyone else is there or not.